Broncos country, we have breaking head coach news. What's up, guys? Welcome to Denver Broncos Syndicate, part of the Sports Syndicate family of channels where we are dedicated to bringing you content about our favorite sports teams. I am your host, Gage Madrid. Before we jump into this massive news, guys, if you could just do me a big favor and leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any big news just like this. Per ESPN, the Denver Broncos have formally requested and received permission from the New Orleans Saints to interview Sean Payton for the Broncos head coaching job. Sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter on Saturday that the Broncos, who fired Nathaniel Hackett on December 26th after a 4-11 record in his 15-game tenure, had formally made the request to the Saints. Payton stepped down as the Saints coach in January 2022 after 15 seasons. The Saints still hold Payton's contractual rights, so any team that wants to hire Payton will have to come to an agreement with the Saints about compensation. Payton and the Saints agreed to a 5-year extension in 2019 that would have run through the 2024 season. The Broncos and Saints do not have to and haven't agreed to compensation for Payton to be interviewed, sources said. That would come later if talks advanced to that state. But the Saints could have denied permission for Payton to be interviewed by any team if they had wished. The NFL has informed the Broncos that the team cannot interview Payton in person until January 17th at the earliest. Alright guys, so we are now seeing the Denver Broncos make their first steps in their head coaching search. It's no secret that Sean Payton is the Broncos' top target. He's a Super Bowl winning head coach who was able to take a quarterback in Drew Brees and put his career on path towards a Hall of Fame trajectory. When Drew Brees first got to New Orleans together with Sean Payton, he had a lot of those same question marks as Russell Wilson does, especially with health and just overall if he's the same player after an injury or, in Russell Wilson's case, a down year. Sean Payton could be the exact thing that Russell Wilson needs to revive his career. This could be a massive move for the Denver Broncos. Money is not going to be an issue for the Broncos, as we all know. We have the richest ownership group in the history of professional sports, but what is going to be the issue is draft capital. The Saints, no doubt, are going to want some significant draft compensation from the Broncos if we are going to acquire Sean Payton's rights from them, and the Broncos, of course, just don't have that draft capital after the Russell Wilson trade. We were able to acquire the San Francisco 49ers first-round pick this season in the Bradley Chubb trade with the Miami Dolphins, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to get Sean Payton. On top of that, the Broncos also have to consider the building of the roster. If they give up significant draft capital for Sean Payton, where will that leave us in terms of building the roster via the draft? I don't know if we'd be able to make the necessary moves that we need to make if we don't have that draft capital if we gave it to the Saints. In 2000, the New England Patriots sent 1st and 4th round picks in that year's draft to go with a 4th and 7th rounder in the 2001 draft to the New York Jets to hire Bill Belichick. And in 2002, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers sent 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and $8 million to the Raiders to hire John Gruden. No doubt, the New Orleans Saints are going to want to net similar compensation if they are going to let Sean Payton go. As far as the Saints are concerned, if Sean Payton wants to return to coaching, the Saints could say, okay, if you want to return to coaching in the NFL, you're going to come back and coach for the Saints. So if the Saints, again, are going to relinquish Sean Payton's rights, they are going to want some significant compensation. I don't know if the Broncos have that compensation, but the fact that the Saints did allow us to go out and speak with Sean Payton, that is a huge step in the right direction towards potentially bringing Sean Payton to the Mile High City. Of course, we still have a ton of logistical hurdles that we have to overcome before Sean Payton comes to Denver, but this, again, again is the first step in that direction. All right, Broncos country, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would your excitement level be if the Denver Broncos were indeed able to get Sean Payton from the New Orleans Saints? Drop those comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. And while you're at it, be sure to follow me on Twitter at Gage Madrid NFL for continuing Denver Broncos coverage. And for now, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.